James Bond, Superman, Batman, Indiana Jones. What do all of these figures have in common? They're all modern-day heroes. Hollywood has created a myriad of superheroes for us in movies, television, and even comic books. Some of us may have even related to some of these characters growing up. Or maybe they have qualities that we really look up to even as adults. Today, I'm going to tell you about a real-life hero. I'm going to tell you about an inspiration. I'm going to tell you about Uncle Wes, his story, his struggles, and his successes. But before I do, I would like us all to brainstorm a few ideas about a hero. What is a hero? What are some common themes and characteristics that heroes have?
Selflessness.
Selflessness.
Oh, that was a big word. We should have used it.
It is a big word. What else?
Action.
They take action. Anything else?
Care.
They care. What about they're brave?
Sometimes.
This hero today is. Let's stick with brave. Anything else?
You're good looking.
I was hoping someone would say that.
Like Mighty Mouse?
What about the girl usually in the movie? What about the hero and the girl?
They end up together?
They always get the girl
I know. You're good looking.
That's
because they're good looking. Exactly. It's a direct match. Thank you, Lise.
Use gadgets.
They use gadgets. Interesting you said that. I think it's very fitting. We'll find out of it later. We're going to park this for a few minutes, but don't worry. We're going to come back to it. Now for our story. Wes LaBelle was born in Val-Marie, Saskatchewan. Has anybody ever heard of Val-Marie? Don't worry, I didn't think so. It's a small village. Note that I didn't say town. Village. In the southwestern corner of Saskatchewan. It's a farming community and it has a post office and a bar and a gas station and a hotel, and that's all in the same building. It's pretty small. Wes grew up like any other prairie boy. He loved animals on the family farm. He loved getting into mischief with his two older brothers. And he also loved hockey. He was amazing at the ice rink. He was smart, he was fast, and he was strong. As he grew up to be 6'2", he was a force to be reckoned with. It was very fitting that his favorite hockey team was the Philadelphia Flyers, or the Broad Street Bullies, as some might say, and Wes liked to push people around a little bit on the ice. As he grew up, he really made his way through the minor hockey league ranks. In the 1970s, the family decided to move out to the BC coast, out to Nanaimo, and he continued his hockey career. He was one of the top players for the Nanaimo Clippers midget bantam teams. He was making his way up the ranks. The big day came in June 1979, and he received this. It's a letter from the Victoria Cougars. It's about equivalent to the Calgary Hitmen, inviting Wes to come out to their hockey camp that year. He was ecstatic. Wes was not just some kid who played hockey on the weekends. He was on his way to being drafted into the NHL. It seemed like a fairy tale story. But then, an unfortunate accident happened in the spring of 1980. Wes, being the helpful guy that he always was and great friend, was helping a couple of buddies push a car out of a driveway about 11 o'clock at night on the weekend. The car unexpectedly rolled backwards, crushed Wes. His neck instantly broken. He was 16 years old when that happened. The next year, he spent in the hospital, doing rehab, trying to come to terms with his new life. 16 years old. This is the time in your life when you're trying to get independence, away from the shell of your family. And he ended up having to be not so independent anymore. being totally dependent on everybody else around him. Learning his new life in a wheelchair. But Wes didn't let that stop him. He enjoyed many things: hunting, boating, camping, fishing. He even learned how to ski on the snow-peaked tips of Silver Star Mountain in Vernon, BC. He soon met the love of his life, Allison. They were joyously, and I don't want to say happily, that's an understatement, joyously married for 30 years. You may be wondering if she was in a wheelchair too. No. She was that good-looking girl that the hero always gets. I still go to her for beauty tips. They spent tons of their time traveling. They would go to Hawaii, Las Vegas, all through Canada to see friends and family. Wes was still the same guy. He had to have just new dreams. Maybe not hockey dreams anymore, as his career was definitely over. It came to a premature end as he was classified as a quadriplegic. But that didn't let him stop him. His life was definitely full of struggles, rife with challenges. He had to learn how to eat differently, sleep, even dream. They were just new dreams, different dreams. He actually was able to have a bit of mobility on his arms and slipped a fork through his wedding band and was able to feed himself. Something pretty cool and quite the accomplishment for someone who's considered a quadriplegic and would probably die young. He still enjoyed all the same things that he grew up doing. He loved still getting into mischief with his two older brothers. He even rebuilt the motor on his boat a few times with the help of his older brother. He still enjoyed animals. Him and Allison bought an acreage out in Vernon, BC, a popular place for people to go when they have any kind of mental or physical handicap. And if you've ever been to the Okanagan, you'll know why. It's absolutely beautiful, and the air, it's just rejuvenating. They raised pheasants, chickens, miniature horses, and even cats and dogs. So he still continued that love of animals. And hockey? Well, he still continued his love of hockey and the Philadelphia Flyers. You could ask him about any stat, any team, any player in a game, and Wes would know the answer. My fiance, that was his favorite uncle, and he grew up with just tons of nice memories of watching hockey together and learning so much from Wes. Wes was also an avid NASCAR fan. One of his favorite NASCAR drivers was Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt has a quote that definitely sums up Wes's view on life. You can't let one bad moment spoil a bunch of good ones. Now let's go back to this hero list. Selflessness, got the girl, caring, good looking, uses gadgets. His electronic wheelchair was definitely a prime gadget. Action. He took action on things. Sounds like Wes. Sounds like he was our hero. We lost Wes to cancer this past summer. But I'll tell you what we didn't lose. We didn't lose his undeniable passion and zest for life. We didn't lose his unconditional love and support. We didn't lose our hero. Wes was interviewed by a few Nanaimo newspapers, and this is one of the quotes that stuck out for me. You have to take it as it comes. Think positive. What a great quote. And Wes lived up to that quote, his own quote through his life. I challenge all of you today to live your life to the fullest. Stay positive. Even through all the challenges that you may have, we all struggle with things. But you have to remember that you need to keep a positive attitude and stay strong. And you can still reach your goals, even if life sometimes changes what your path is or what you thought it should be. Because you never know when someone is going to look at you and say, hey, that's my hero.